Welcome to the unit on key terminologies of production management. In this unit, you will learn about key terms used in production management. This unit comprises of 3 modules and a final review section that invites you to reflect on what you have learned. By the end of the unit, student will be able to define the clothing production terms, efficiency, lead time, throughput time, WIP, performance, utilization, etc. Differentiate between the terms production and productivity, illustrate the effect of WIP on throughput, explain terms used in production effectiveness and performance measurement tools, give examples from the garment industry to illustrate the concepts. The first module reviews the basic terms used in production. Now we will start with what is production. Production is conversion of input to desired output. Productivity, the performance of the garment industry is measured through a ratio analysis such as the number of garment produced per operator or the per machine. China is emerging as a leader in labor productivity in cotton textiles and garments, with labor productivity almost double that of India or Vietnam. India lags behind the competing countries because of very strict laws as compared to countries like China. Productivity is a relationship between output and input. Productivity is equals to output divided by input. Output can be garment pieces, finished garments, meters of fabric inspected, cut components, washed pieces, finished components and the number of garments ironed. Input can be man hours, machine hours, fabric consumed or electricity consumed. Higher productivity can contribute to a higher standard of living as it will provide larger supplies of consumer goods and capital goods at lower cost and lower prices. It will lead to higher real earning and improvement in working and living condition, including shorter hours of work and strengthening of economic foundation on which the well-being of individual is based. Production and productivity. A company may have higher productivity and lower production or vice versa. The same is shown in this example. A factory 1 produces 500 dresses per day with 50 operators. Therefore, one operator makes 10 dresses per day. The productivity ratio of 10 dresses to one person or 10:1. It is calculated by dividing 500 by 50. Another factory produces 675 dresses per day with 75 operators. Therefore, one operator makes 9 dresses per day. The productivity ratio is 9 dresses to one person, that is 9:1. It is calculated by dividing 675 by 75. It is therefore obvious that the factory 1 is more productive than factory 2, although factory 2 has higher production. There are 3 productivity measurement methods: physical productivity measurement method, value productivity measurement method and value added productivity measurement method. Productivity types. There are different types of productivity on the basis of input. It is classified as partial productivity and total productivity. Physical productivity measurement methods. Depending upon the input, there are different types of productivity. Labor productivity is equals to volume of output upon volume of labor input. Material productivity is equals to volume of output upon volume of material input. Machine productivity is equals to volume of output upon volume of machine input. Energy productivity is equals to volume of output upon volume of energy input. Total physical productivity is equals to total volume of output upon total volume of input. Value added productivity measurement method. Value added is equals to current income before taxation plus personal expenses plus rent plus tax plus depreciation cost. Labor productivity is equals to value added divided by labor input. Here is an example of productivity calculation with 105 machines, 100 operators, 20 helpers, 10 checkers and 3 supervisors. The duration of the shift is 450 minutes. Product is short with a SAM of 16.59 minutes. The average daily output per shift is 2000 shirts. We need to calculate labor productivity, machine productivity, labor productivity in terms of minutes per shirt and value productivity of the swing operator. The solution is labor productivity is equals to volume of output upon labor input. If we put the values, it is 2000 shirts divided by 130 shirts, that is equals to 15.38 shirts per shift. Machine productivity is equals to volume of output upon total machine input. If we put the values 2000 shirts divided by 105 machines, that is equals to 19.04 shirts per shift. Labor productivity in terms of minutes per shirt is equals to total labor minutes consumed per shirt divided by number of units produced per shirt, that is equals to 450 multiplied by 130 divided by 2000, that is 29.25 minutes per shirt. Value productivity of swing operator is equals to 2000 into 6 USD divided by 100, that is 120 USD per operator. On standard time, an operator is said to be on standard when doing the job for he or she is trained or equipped. Off standard time, it covers all the rest of the working time exclusive of official breaks, example machine delays, measured work, training, etc. Standard work content. Standard work content of an operator is the time which will be taken by the labor force if they were all working at the standard rate for all the time. Efficiency, it is the ratio of actual output attained to standard expected output. It is expressed in percentage. Standard minutes earned by actual minutes attended is another formula for efficiency. Utilization. Utilization is equals to minutes on standard divided by minutes attended. Operative performance. It is calculated as standard minutes earned on standard divided by minutes spent on standard. For example, in a swing line of 20 workstation, a style of 20 SMB is produced in 8-hour shift. If the average daily production of the style is 400 pieces per shift, then what is the time utilization percentage? Answer can be calculated as minutes earned, that is 20 into 400, minutes available, that is 20 into 8 into 60, that is 9600. Time utilization percentage is equals to 8000 divided by 9600 into 100. So, the answer is 83.33%. WIP. In the garment manufacturing industry, WIP will include fabric that has been spread, part swing garments, finished garments or the garments which are packed and is going to warehouse. WIP needs to be controlled as apparel factories face the complexities of multiple styles, larger volumes, lower product margins and shorter lead times. Work in progress or WIP for the garments can be expressed in number of pieces by recording daily production figures between each process and accumulating the difference between the sequential processes. For example, if we have to cut 12,000 pieces but stitch only 7,000 pieces, then WIP in the swing will have to be increased by 5,000 pieces on that day. WIP can be converted to number of hours or days. Acceptable level of WIP in a system depends on various factors, that is product type, production system, management or supervisor's capability. WIP levels. it can be 18 to 24 days, but in a well-managed modern factory, it will reduce to 4 to 12 days. Throughput time is the amount of time required for product to pass through the manufacturing process, thereby being converted from raw material to finished goods. Second module reviews the significance of production effectiveness with suitable examples from the garment manufacturing industry. Production effectiveness. The evaluation of production effectiveness is a process by which a company sets the parameters for reaching the required goals. An organization commonly uses KPIs to evaluate the success of a particular activity in which it is engaged. There are many indicators or KPIs against which the data should be recorded, and that will allow the management of a company to make informed and required decisions on the ways to improve the productivity levels of that organization. Let us now review some basic terms used in production management. Total standards hours produced is equals to total standard minutes earned by the direct operators divided by 60. Accurate SMV values are needed to provide realistic figures. If the SMVs are too loose, then the total number of standard hours produced will be more and the efficiency will not be the true reflection of the performance. If the SMVs are tight, the reported figures will not be accurate. Total hours worked including overtime. This is the total number of hours including overtime that all direct operators are at work in the factory. Number of direct operators. Total number of employees used in the production process where the operations have standard minutes value used for the calculation of total standard hours produced. Efficiency of direct operators. Total number of standard hours produced divided by total hours worked including overtime into percentage. This is one of the most important KPI and should be subject to continuous scrutiny by managers to understand what has contributed to the percentage reported and how different aspects can be improved. Utilization of direct operators is calculated as total hours worked including overtime minus of standard hours. It is divided by total hours worked including the overtime percentage. Of standard time is minutes per hour spent by direct operators when they are not producing standard minutes. This in the case of sewing operator, the off standard time will include time spent waiting for the work, machine breakdown, sewing samples, etc. Number of indirect operators is equals to total number of employees minus number of direct operators. Indirect operators for all the employees not producing standard minutes and include everyone from the directors to the maintenance personnel. This number is used for calculation of the ratio of direct and indirect operators. From the international standard, this ratio should not exceed 1:0.5. Absenteeism is equals to total number of hours absent from the work by direct operators during the week. Total number of direct operator into number of working hours in the week. According to the standard, this figure should not exceed 5%. It is management's responsibility to check absenteeism level. But in Indian garment industry, absenteeism level is usually very high. It varies from 15 to 20%. Labor turnover is equals to total number of employees that have left the company during the week divided by total number of employees at the beginning of the week. In this calculation, the new employees have joined the company during the week should not be included. According to the standard, this value should not exceed 2%. Number of styles produced in a week. The number of style changes experienced during the week can have an impact on the total standards hours produced and the efficiency of direct operators. Average order size is equals to number of units in each order being produced during the week divided by number of styles being produced. Trend is for an increasing number of orders with smaller quantities, and like the number of styles, it can affect the total standards hours produced and the efficiency of the direct operators. Standard hours per style is equals to the effective hours produced in the week divided by number of styles produced. The number of standard hours per style for a garment indicates the complexity of the style. Cost per standard hours is equals to total company cost for a week including overheads divided by total standard hours produced. This figure includes all the factory cost to determine the actual cost of producing one standard hour of work. Price. Price from a client for one piece of garment divided by value of effective minutes for one piece of garment into 60. Average defect per 100 units, also called as DHUs, in line is equals to number of garment with faults needing repair divided by number of garments examined. In line refers to the control point that is set to monitor the quality of the product at the stage during the production. Average defects per 100 units or DHUs end of the line is equals to number of garments with fault needing repair divided by garments examined. End of the line refers to the control point that is set to monitor the quality of garment after manufacturing is complete. Final module reviews the terms used in performance measurement tools. Performance measurement tools. The following performance measurement tools are referred from Stitch Diary, March 2013. Cut to ship ratio. This shows the percentage of garments shipped out of total number of garments cut for the order. It shows a bird's eye view of the entire system. A number close to 98% will be considered very good. This means only 2% of garments are rejected or lost in the system. Example, as previous example, factory XYZ has an order of 300 pieces. The cutting room records show cutting of 300 garments have been cut but only 290 garments were finally stitched. So, cut to ship ratio is 290 divided by 315, that is 92%. 8% garments were lost or rejected in the process. Labor cost per minute. This is very important metric while calculating the price of a garment. It helps to quickly calculate the labor cost that will be incurred in the production of a given garment. This can be calculated over a month or a year to give an accurate value to cost per minute. To calculate labor cost of a new order, its standard minutes is calculated, then multiplied to the cost per minute and the efficiency to get the actual labor cost that will be incurred during the production. For example, factory XYZ has 400 direct sewing operators and helpers. Cost of the company of these 400 operator is 32 lakh. The company works for 8 hours per day for 24 days in a month. Therefore, total working minutes per operator is equals to 11,520 minutes. Cost per minute is equals to 32 lakh divided by 11,520 into 400, that is 0.69 per minute. Planned performance index. This shows the percentage of variation between the planned work and the actual work done. This helps in evaluating how efficient is your factory plan in order to meet your delivery dates. The ideal value is 100%, but 97% hit rate should be considered good. On-time delivery. This represents the percentage of deliveries that a factory is able to make on time without any delays or extensions. An on-time delivery means that the products are delivered exactly on the date of exporter has promised to the customer. A before-time delivery is equally bad as the late delivery as it needs buyer to spend on warehouse space and money. This simple indicator is a very important factor in most buyers' book to evaluate their factory's performance. Overtime percentage. The percentage of overtime being used over total working hour time. As overtime costs a considerable amount of money to the company, a tight control should be kept on overtime percentage. This is calculated over days, weeks or months representing the overtime being used in the factory. Planning department can improve their plan in future and keep the check on the plan based on these overtime trends. OTIF or on time in full or DIFOT, delivered in full on time, is one of the fundamental measurements for logistics performance. It measures if the supply chain was able to deliver the expected product reference and quality, if the quantity ordered with tolerance defined by the customer at the place agreed, and at the time expected by the customer to reach a good OTIF level. All the functions of the supply chain, among with the order taking, procurement, suppliers, warehouses, transport, have to work at the best level. OTIF allows us to see at a glance how the company delivers its customers. Human resource. These matrices are used to measure general labor situation in the company. Absenteeism. Absenteeism is said to be there when an employee fails to come to work when he is scheduled to work. Absenteeism means absence of worker from a regular work without prior permission, notice or sanction. It is unauthorized leave and it is different from regular holiday. In brief, absenteeism means absence which is willful but avoidable. This formula can be used to calculate absenteeism rate of an individual as well as organization. Absenteeism in the garment industry is in the range of 10% to 15%. This results in a huge production losses and should be closely monitored. Attrition rate. Labor retention is a big issue in garment industry. Most companies struggle in this area and have been trying to implement various measures to ensure lower labor turnover. This metric can tell the factory manager whether their efforts towards labor retention are reaping benefits or not. In the words of famous lawyer and jurist John E. Jones, what gets measured gets done, what gets measured and fed back gets done well, and what gets rewarded gets repeated. The measurement factors are pillars of support for good management of the factory. In order to use these performance measurement tools in the correct light, one should take help from trained IE professionals or consultants. We have reached the end of this unit. To summarize, in this unit we have reviewed the key terms used in production management. Thank you.